In this video, we will walk you through the steps of finding the right weight to use for your selected repetition range, which repetition range to use for your goals, and how to progress as you get stronger to ensure continued success. When you're ready to start your progression, it's best to figure out which repetition range you will want to use. While there is some debate on strictly defined rep ranges, these are the general set and repetition ranges to start with depending on your goals. First timers will do 1 to 3 sets of 15 to 25 repetitions. For endurance, 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. Hypertrophy or size building, 3 to 6 sets of 6 to 12 repetitions. And strength, which is 2 to 6 sets of 1 to 6 repetitions. If you are new to the gym or it's been a while since you've weightlifted, it's best to start at a relatively easy weight and get comfortable with using the machines and the exercise movements before adding in a more challenging weight. Most people find themselves far more sore than usual after their first session, so it's important to give your body time to adapt. Start with 1 to 3 sets of 15 to 25 repetitions at a relatively light weight. Once you have made it through a session or two at the lighter weight and feel more confident using the machines, move to the endurance range or whichever one fits your goals. A majority of gym users, especially those new to the gym, will fall somewhere in the endurance range. Examples of populations that would use strength or hypertrophy rep ranges are athletes, powerlifters, and bodybuilders. In general, the less repetitions you do will mean you want to do more sets and vice versa. For this series, we'll be focusing on 2 to 3 sets of the 12 to 15 rep range for endurance. If you are looking for a more detailed breakdown of the repetition ranges or figuring out which would be the best fit for your goals, please contact one of our health and fitness specialists. Once you have a repetition range selected, it's time to figure out which weight to use. The weight you use will be dependent on the exercise and will increase as you get stronger. The industry standard for finding the correct weight is to use a percentage of your 1 repetition max. Instead of using a percentage of your 1 repetition max, which can take some experience to figure out, we'll be using a simpler and more intuitive approach. The general rule of thumb is if you can get to the maximum number of repetitions, or 15 for endurance, for a majority of your 2 to 3 sets, it's time to add weight. Typically, you don't want to add more than 5% overall weight in a week, though you may need to at the lower weights due to the 5-pound weight increments. Conversely, if you find yourself unable to get to the minimum number of repetitions, remember it's 12 for endurance, on a majority of your sets, then it's best to go down in weight until you are able to do so. If you would like help using the percent of 1 repetition max method, contact one of our health and fitness specialists. Now that you know how to set up your weights, let's move on to the proper lifting cadence in the next video.